We need to see this place for ourselves. Let's make sure we're prepared for anything.
What the hell's going on?
It's showtime!
Your days of loveless behavior will end here and now!
Who's the ruler of this land?
I want Beg!
What's happening? It's her! What the?
Follow me! I want to take them down so nobody has to live under a tyrant anymore. With that in mind, I think we should join forces. We've come to save you.
Who are you?
It's my duty to set you back on the righteous path! Prostrate yourself before me and die!
It seems peace isn't an option anymore. Get ready, guys!
The revolution in your heart will guide your way, will guide your way through the dark. Remember only you can.
Welcome to the resistance, comrades.
Alive like the flame in your eyes. If you remain a soul.
You might be right that I'm a sinner. That's exactly why I have to stop you.
It's time for action. Bear witness. The revolution is here.
And we are today going into Persona 5 Tactica from developer Atlas, publisher Sega. Now, I am not a big tactical RPG fan, but I figured why not give this a try. The Tactica, or I should say the Persona series, has a very high sort of, I don't know, fan base. It's sort of niche, but it gets so much acclaim. So I figured why not. I played Persona 4 and 5 because they both were on Game Pass, and I never finished them, but just played to get a sense of the games themselves. And I enjoyed what they were as far as the RPGs. I loved the character design. I loved the music. I don't know if they should receive the sort of regard that they receive. It seemed, I say both seemed relatively normal RPGs to me. Not great, but good. But of course, my opinion may have been changed, or might have been changed if I had played more of those games until the end. Well, now we have a tactical RPG set in that Persona 5 world, and as you see, just the intro into itself is very beautiful. It has that anime style. I love the colors. The colors are so vibrant, and it just pops so much. And this was recorded on my Xbox One, so this is a native download playing, not from the cloud, so it's not running on an Xbox Series X via Microsoft's xCloud, and it's right on the Xbox One. As you see, it looks pretty good here. One of the things that I again just really love, I love the character designers. They're sort of I guess it's what's towards chibi sort of versions of the characters we saw in Persona 5. I am surprised that there isn't an anime or some sort of animated feature for Persona 5 with these character designs. It certainly lends itself, well, I should say the character designs and the color palette of this game and Persona 5 definitely lends itself to an animated sort of feature or series. Maybe there is one and I just don't know about it and hasn't come out here in the States yet. Of course, I'm entering my name. Of course, it's going to be WebsterStyle. What else? Especially when they give you your first and the last name. That's pretty cool for RPGs. Well, in my experience, I have not had a first and last name option for the character naming. I won't say character create because you're not creating your character here. You're playing as the stock characters in the story, but just to have that option, I thought was pretty cool. and you can't see if I had difficulties, whatever, putting in style. Just, don't know my A button from my X button or my confirm button either. So now we're starting out the game. Of course, this isn't based on any real life work. Now, this section of the game, now I'm just going through the intro section. So, you get a basic understanding of the story and a bit of the gameplay as far as how the battle mechanics work. There's a lot of talking in the beginning of this game. I'll try to go through it as fast as possible so you can at least get a sense of what's going on. And I'm not sure if this happens after Persona 5, during Persona 5. I am not entirely sure. So now we're in the president's office. I don't know, honestly, I didn't really take much stock in the story, but I am curious to know if this takes place after Persona 5. I'm assuming it does. Because remembering Persona 5, everybody didn't start out together. So, mysterious shadowy figure in the president's office. Of course. Old man. Young woman. That's how you know it's shadowy and clandestine, because you don't know who they are. Neither physical features nor you aren't given their names. And I'm assuming that's going to be revealed to us as the story goes on. Coffee shop. Why is it, I don't know why, but every time I see sort of animated or Japanese coffee shops, they always look exactly the same. I guess if I ever go to Japan, I'll see if they look like this. But actually, no, some of the videos I've seen online of Japanese coffee houses, they do look like this as well. Find it interesting. Coffee definitely make your HB come back. Does to me every single morning. Can't go without my morning coffee. Again, I can't help but say I love the character designs here, but there's a lot of talking, there's a lot of exposition, and frankly, I don't even know if a lot of it seems as this needless conversation, especially considering, what happens to set us up on a story and out in this adventure, because it's just one of those things where it kind of doesn't make sense considering what happens very shortly. So, yeah, the whole beginning of the day is just talking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. First I was happy, now I'm not. Yes, well, I think this is after Persona 5, or after the events of Persona 5. I say this, I do like the dialogue tree and how just the presentation of it. I guess once I play through a little bit more, maybe I'll play through again to see if choosing different options changes outcomes and how characters interact with each other. And I'm very curious, especially in this opening. Does it dictate, say, who ends up with you as you get into that first opening training battle or not? So I'm curious about that, how much of the dialogue choices really impact the gameplay and who's with you and who's not. So one of the, I guess not joys, but definitely pains of playing through this opening was just the dialogue and whatnot. And here you see the newscaster talking about the things that are going on and things that have happened. So, but yeah, just a lot here. We're talking about a good probably 8 to 9 minutes of just opening dialogue, back and forth, exposition. And yeah, I understand this is an RPG and a tactical RPG, but I always felt as though these stories, the stories are meant to be told during the course of the game, and especially considering that we're in my opinion, so far some of this banter back and forth is very meaningless to how things really happen in this opening level. Maybe it'll be more pertinent once we get further into the game, but as of right now, I just don't see how it's going to be relevant to what's going on. You know, even on a hard disk drive, I would have thought that we would have gotten away from all of these loading screens since we're not reading it off a disk anymore. I That's one thing I really am annoyed with. I know it's a whole lot better with an SSD, so getting in a PlayStation 5 or even what, Series X, do they have SSDs? I think they have, I'm not sure. But it's just one of those things where, look, it's not reading off of a disk. Why in the world do we have these loading screens? And it's part of this where it's just a really long loading screen that I actually had to cut down because it's too long. Like, why is this so long, man? Now you see the main, I guess, twist in the gameplay. They are clearly not in Kansas anymore. And they now have this weird symbol that is on the door of the coffee house. Again, another loading screen. Like, why? This is a downloaded game onto my Xbox One. Why are we having loading screens? Now they're trying to figure out, okay, what happened? What do we need to do? What can we do? You know, things don't seem right. It's quiet. It's not like it was before, so they don't quite know what's going on. And I have to revisit Persona 5 just to understand why is there a talking cat. Just don't know about that. Didn't mean to rhyme either. Yeah, everybody calm down. Yeah, we just magically, got transported to somewhere else. We don't quite know it yet, but everything rumbled. It was an earthquake, and now I'm trying to figure out what's going on, but we should stay calm. Of course we should. You have no idea what's coming for you, dude. Again, can somebody explain to me why there's a talking cat? Or I should say, why a talking cat is okay?
Well, I guess all we can do is...
All right.
True. It's okay. Try the
And we are about to go outside to venture into this brave new world. All right, we're not in Kansas anymore. And they're automatically in their get-ups, their costumes, or dare say their uniforms. Looks very old school Eastern European. Isn't that Eastern European, like German castles and whatnot in the courtyard? It looks like something that could be out of Mario and Mario and Rabbids games. They look like they could be redcoats out of the Revolutionary Army. Yeah, glowing eyes are never a good thing at all. Okay, now we get into the battle system. Now, one of the things about tactical RPGs that I just almost have never liked, I have never been fancy to, is the whole sort of choosing your box way of gameplay. I've always found it to be somewhat cumbersome, and I know it's about tactics and strategy, but there's a whole lot of strategy built into a good RPG system as it is, without having extra boxes and placements that are concerned. So again, the graphics are really great on this, in my opinion. I understand. This is one of the things that I really struggle with this current gen, because of how developers are utilizing unique art styles, at least when it comes to graphics. This game is on everything: PS4, PS5, Xbox Series systems, Xbox One, PC, and Switch. The fact that you can get this sort of game on a Switch and they run pretty much identical really shows how developers are utilizing gameplay, mechanics, and art style to really develop power to games instead of just relying on graphics. And here again, as I talked about the whole box structure and whatnot, I feel like it adds too many steps to the strategy. With this cover system and different boxes and different placements around the battlefield. And it'll be interesting playing this more if every sort of battle has a cover system. That for me would take some of the uniqueness away from each battle system, or each battle, not just the battle system themselves. But I just feel as though that will get quite repetitive. Now, I've seen other RPGs, and even thinking of some RPGs that utilize this sort of position, but not necessarily, it wasn't this quite like a tactical RPG. I think of Final Fantasy Tactics as probably a staple tactical RPG with the different box movements, or I forget that old series on the Genesis. And I think that was my first experience with a tactical RPG, and it just wasn't for me. And even this is, I love the fluidness of it. I really do. This is very fluid, very vibrant. The controls are very easy to utilize when it comes to this game and this battle system, which may make me think as I play more, I may get used to, if not come to like the battle system as a way of situated. But right now, playing through for the first time, let's say it's a heavy learning curve, but kind of intuitively, I want to play a different way, being that it's an RPG and even a turn-based RPG as well. It's one of those things where just like you want to play a certain way because it's an RPG. And that's also because I don't have a lot of experience with tactical RPGs. So again, I can't help but say I love the graphics on this. I love the music. It's just wonderful. I love the music on this as well. Lots of talking. But again, this is the intro level, so it's your tutorial as to how the battle system is supposed to play out. Now, apparently, even though I'm jumping ahead, like one of the goals was finishing this battle in 3 moves. And like, I don't know how this is going to happen, considering this is my first time playing something like this. But maybe if I go back again, I can find how I play in order to give a quicker resolution to this action here. Also, too, I think that these battles would be a lot more fun as you get more into the game, because I'm assuming, like any RPG, that these characters and the other characters that will probably join your party as you mix and match will have different abilities, and then you also have item drops and things of that nature, which add to the strategy of an RPG in general, but definitely an RPG like this. I'm pretty sure you're probably going to have some players that work better or deal more damage the closer they are. Some have better range weapons. I don't know if there's any magic involved in this as well. Also melee attacks, if there's anything like that with regards to some of the battle instruments of these characters as well. So that's that for the first battle. No XP points, but I did earn money, and money is always a good thing. That stage cleared, and now we go back to the story, and we're about to go into another battle, and that is something that I am not willing to do at this moment. So, maybe I'll come back, we'll see how it works out. But all in all, Persona 5 Tactica is definitely an interesting game. It's a game I think can definitely grow on me with regards to these are concerned. That's it.